I did not go down the hill. I'm awake, I guess. Noises?
That's funny.
I don't know. It's too early. I'm gonna go see if we can sneak into the vendors while everyone else is going to the parade. Blah. That is how you cosplay with kids. That's awesome. And we're done with vendors, and I maybe bought a few more things. But we're hitting it when we're leaving when everyone else is kind of coming in, so it's good timing. Except the bad part is now we hit the crowds leaving the parade while we're trying to get to our hotel. But hopefully it won't be too bad.
That they're selling like.
So before I get all aerialed up, I wanted to do a quick show of what I grabbed from the hauls today. So I picked up an Ariel and Eric, which I love the details on. Beauty and the Beast, here. This gorgeous, like, Medusa-esque girl, which is amazing. I love it so much. And then this, Mad Hatter, from an artist who I have another piece by, and I'm going to hang this and that other piece that I already have side by side. I also picked up a book I've been wanting for a while, which is Shadow Shaper. I've heard so many good things about this book. So I spotted it and just had to grab it. I was going to get it, the Kindle version, but I'd rather have the paperback. And then for Melissa, I grabbed some Squee and Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, which are things that came around when we were in middle school, and she wanted to actually have these copies so she could read them as like a well-adjusted adult, or, you know, ish. Kind of thing. And then we picked up a shirt for Obi, kind of as a thanks for helping us actually get here. And it is a very appropriate shirt for him. You're not just wrong. The rules also say you're a dick. That's pretty appropriate. And then rules lawyer. So that's pretty awesome for him. And that's my swag haul, whatever, from today, and I'm pretty pleased with it. So, a lot of things have happened since the last clip, but now we are Ariel and Eric, so at least that worked out, kind of. But I just went on a distressing fabrics panel with Sarah and Christine. That was really helpful. And now Melissa and I are going to go to How to Get Away with Murder panel for book research. Yeah. Wait, she has her dragons on chains. Can't really see, but that's awesome. Alright, let's learn how to get away with murder.
My name is Lee Mansfield. I am a neuropsychologist, technically by trade, which kind of means I know about your brain and your emotions, which really terrifies me. There's so many of you here. I'm sure you're all clinically labeled a psychopath, but we won't tell anybody. And I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and like I said, I'm very excited that there are so many of you here. I literally thought this was going to be a room full of 10 people, so I was wrong. So it's good to see you all.
Hi, so I am Tori Stenmark. I'm an organic chemist. I teach at Shoreline Community College, which is just north of Seattle, Washington. So I flew all the way across the country, and it's very exciting because I also thought that we were going to have this ballroom and like nobody was going to come and it was going to be very sad, and instead I'm terrified the other way, which is we have to pull the people in the waiting line. So, hi, please don't literally use our advice to murder people. Like, please don't literally kill anyone. Please. I'm sure you're all nice.
All right, and I am Nika McKinnon. I am a Master in Disaster, actual degree title, best thing in the world. So I'm more about killing large groups of people simultaneously with things that look like
right? We want to make sure that we have all the scales of here. We have a good mix going so far. So the high profile, hopefully that's not important. High profile, I'm from Los Angeles, so I almost want to go with Black Dahlia. But I'm actually going to go with Potbelly Diamond in Texas. There was a mass poisoning there. How many people know this? It's completely unsolved. They have no idea how the poison got into, by the way, a huge vat of iced tea for restaurants. So you know how those big iced tea containers are not very secure, right? They're not secure at all. So people got sick, and you had people nice brunch on a little Potbelly on a Sunday, and then all of a sudden you started having multiple hospitals in the area report certain symptoms. Luckily, the doctors recognized what the symptoms were, and they were pretty sure they could tell what it was. It turned out to be sodium azide. So how many people own a car? Airbags. You've been staring at it in the face the whole time. Clinically, it started out as maybe being a cardiovascular drug, which is not good at, which is why you've never seen it in clinical use. So what it does is it totally chills you out, and not in a good way. And so luckily, nobody died. We had 5 people left in the emergency room.
I can run the test, it can be run twice, you can't get the repeatability that we're so fond of in science, that there's more margin for error and more margin to argue back against that. So even when science is involved, it does not necessarily give you the answer.
Not the answer that you want. I think when we're talking about the criminal justice system, you want to remember that science is concerned with large data sets and what that says about a large data set in a generality. We're kind of looking for a general answer. What is the criminal justice system most of all usually focused on? The behavior of many or the behavior of one? One. The behavior of one, the N of one. So that's a very different mindset. When you're talking about an N of, right, scientists want what kind of N?
As big as you can get.
Give me more data.
Give me more.
More data.
But that's a very different mindset. And so sometimes with that comes real challenges.
So kill one person, is what she's saying.
Yeah.
And then stop.
And be more.
Finding large carnivores. This might be a reflection of coming from Canada, where, bears. And as we go farther, as we have more climate change happening, polar bears are getting awfully hungry. They are not picky and they have a great sense of smell. So if you can just find your way to the north before anyone notices, ditch that the corpse near a polar bear, they will take care of your problems for you. But it does need to be relatively fresh, so you need to move very quickly here. If you're getting into like the middle of winter when there's not much food supply, they'll be a little bit less picky once all of like the mama bears wake up super hungry. So you can get kind of a little bit of leeway there. Also, throwing them down the bottom of oceans, as long as you don't manage to get near one of those little cameras surveying the whales decomposing, as long as you're like on the other side of that. Don't go where the oceanographers are observing, or where the biologists are observing everybody feeding on everything on the bottom. But like hagfish are unbelievably efficient. They're just pretty much like, hey, guess what, pet hagfish, forget pigs, go for hagfish.
So predators are good. They are good scavenger predators, and any kind of predator that's going to get rid of the evidence for you is always a good bet. As a chemist, of course, and I'm sure Tori would agree, we're partial for chemical methods.
Very strong acids was going to be, the Mythbusters did the thing with hydrochloric and hydrogen peroxide as a catalyst. That worked pretty well, apparently. I'm glad I wasn't the one who had to smell it, but...
But you want to be, I will say this, there was a case, it was a biochemist, she owned her own agricultural chemistry company, so I'm a little bit disappointed she didn't do better. She murdered her husband and then put his whole body in a drum of concentrated hydrochloric acid. Hey, that sounds like, oh, that should have worked.
Human soup.
Yeah. The problem is you put the whole body in. Okay? So, you want to maximize surface area, right? You need to chop that boy up.
But what happens in the crystal ballroom stays in crystal ballroom.
I think we've got a couple of recordings happening today, so good luck with that one.
So basically, I think my favorite kind of way to get away with anything is looking like you belong and looking like I'm not in the wrong place at the wrong time. As long as you don't make awkward eye contact and you got your head down and you keep moving, typically you're going to make it through any scenario that's not high security. So If you want to make your way into a hospital morgue with a John Doe tag, do it. If you have a friend, who worked for a vet's office, they have their own animal crematoriums for larger vet's office, or unfortunately a humane society, which is terrible. Or like the Pound, they have their own crematoriums where they unfortunately do those terrible things. And so if you have a friend that's equally as sick as you are, hey, can you just take this bag and not look in it and throw it in there?
I'm not saying that just because they were my thesis topic and I have like an unnatural obsession with them. But like, we just don't even bother digging bodies out. We're just like, oh yeah, they're missing, good enough, they're probably under there. I mean, right near my hometown, there's this big old landslide and it killed, well, buried multiple vehicles, and they just built a new highway around the tow line. There are at least 3 bodies under there. There could be more, we don't know, whatever. And then often, like, landslides will come in batches, and you'll have several of them, so they don't even know which one to look under. I'm just predicting where the landslide goes. If it's a small one, it's easy. It's like high school physics, like slope, sliding block, friction, done.
They're so good. That's the car you don't see every day.
Dinah needs her car.
I didn't get it. The group is Justice Bowling League and Injustice Bowling League.
No, he requires a
Are we in?
Back in our room. We wandered around for a little while. I didn't vlog as much as I could because my battery has been dying all day and I haven't had sufficient time to charge it. I'm hoping to get Jim Butcher's signature tomorrow so that I can get that done for Leah. And we're probably gonna, well, we are gonna cosplay as Eric and Ariel again. And I was just so frustrated earlier. For a period of about 2 or 3 hours, nothing was going right at all, which is kind of lesson number 2 of con. If you're cosplaying, something is going to go wrong. Like, that's just a rule. And all of a sudden, all the things went wrong. And it was very frustrating. I was also hungry, which means I was hangry, and it wasn't a good mix. And then we had, you know, deadlines because we had to go to panels, and then we didn't make a panel, and it was just frustrating. But instead of fussing with wigs that will not cooperate, and I realize we should have, you know, like actually put them together before con, but you know, whatever. I just bought black hair dye, and we're just gonna dye Melissa's hair black and style it like she had it styled earlier. We got real pomade, so it could actually have the correct look, because I had bought cheap hair gel for the wig because I didn't want to put good product in a cheap wig. But since we're actually doing it on her hair, I bought pomade, and hopefully it'll have the right kind of greaser look, and it'll be black hair, so she'll look even more like Eric. So I think tomorrow is going to be a better day. I mean, today was a good day too. It just had a slightly frustrating chunk of hours. But overall, it was really fun. I found an Ursula on our way back and I had to take a picture with her. It was just a really good Ursula. I think I'm going to call it a night. I am going to make my tea now so I don't have a caffeine headache. And enjoy my tea and put the vlog together, and I'll see you in the morning. Good night.